Hello, beautiful light beings. I hope you're all doing well in these times. Right. I wanted to bring a message today because last time I shared with you, it was all about really stepping into who we're becoming and being stronger than we think we are and really not holding back any longer. And that's all really important. And it's really, really interesting what's been coming up since I created that video. There's a lot going on astrologically, a lot. I'm filming this on the 8th, so the day before the new moon in Aquarius. And this new moon, I'm there's a lot going on here, and I'm not going to go into the astrological placements and all that because there's so many amazing videos on YouTube that you can watch about that. But you're probably, if you're highly sensitive and empathic and a starseed, you're probably feeling this. And of course, that depends on where your placements are and your transits are and all of that stuff. But I'm feeling it. And I just trust that if I'm going through something, then there must be other people who are too. So I'm here to bring my message, bring my medicine, because it's what I most need. And I'm trusting that therefore my medicine is what some other people must need too. And hopefully that's you. So if you're watching this, I really hope that my openness about what I'm going through and my processes and my unique light codes can also assist you in that process. So what I'm noticing is, as we step more into who we are, we start to really embody our strength and our uniqueness and make that decision to bring that to the world. And you know, there's obviously a huge amount of healing that goes on in that process alone. But as we start to step forward and decide to be our unique, complete uniqueness, our weirdness, our otherworldliness, our all the stuff that we usually think makes us not fit in, which is exactly why we need to bring that to the world, because we're not here to fit in. We're here to pave a new path. We're here to lead others, as I've said. We are the sensitive ones, I believe, are the ones who are the forerunners to plant the seeds of new earth, to help bring heart consciousness, to help bring our uniqueness to the world. And so it's really, really important we step up and focus on that now and develop the courage and the inner strength to do that. And that's what I've been talking about, and I'm definitely feeling that still. And then what happens, or what can happen, is that we bump up against all the old conditioning, all the programming, all the stuff, the real stuff in the real world that confronts us. And suddenly we can go back into old trauma patterns, old wounded parts that feel deeply unsafe. And you can end up really shutting down again. And I had a little bit of this week, to be honest. And I'm really feeling, as we move into this new age of Aquarius, which is all about, you know, freedom, expansion. There's no rule book. There is no logic and pattern and blueprint for what is coming through. It's just instant change, revolution, innovation, new ways of being without any context. And what happens when we start to go into that, which is wonderful and expansive and feels like liberation, and the energy that is exactly that which invites us to be completely our uniqueness in the world, then we can bump up against that old programming, conditioning, and the real world where that's still going on, right? And so we're suddenly like, yeah, but I want to, okay, I'm ready to be all of this. And then we bump up against all this deep ingrained conditioning and programming that say, no, but you can't do that. But what about paying the bills? And what about this way of doing things? And this is the way it's always been done. And not only that, but this is the way I've always been. how do I be different when I don't know what that differentness really is yet? If that makes sense. So we're becoming something completely new. You know, we're awakening to new levels of awareness and new ways of being in this new paradigm, in this new earth. In this, we're really coming into full fifth dimensional consciousness. But it's a push-pull. You know, the coming out of the Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn to Pluto in Aquarius is a massive difference. The Capricorn is all about the structure and all the stuff we've needed to, you know, feel safe in a way, and to feel like there's some certainty and structure and logic and sort of groundedness in a way, and knowing, sort of the knowing of what things look like, the context and the structures. And then Aquarius is completely the opposite from that. Aquarius is like there's no structure, it's just air, you know. And I'm sure astrologers will be able to put better words than I'm putting to it. I'm just sort of feeling the energies. But within my being, I feel that immensely. And first of all, I'm a Capricorn sun, and my Capricorn is in my fifth house, and going into Aquarius in my fifth house, which is about, you know, creative self-expression and new ways of doing and being. And I'm really feeling that, to be honest. I'm really feeling that as I step into this new me and this new mode of expression, and you can see I bring light language to the world, and I can't see and predict how that's going to be. I just know I need to bring these frequencies. I know that it's like there's no context for that. There's no reference point. There's no understanding. There's no blueprint. And it's a complete new mode of expression I bring into the world, which is out of the box. It's completely otherworldly. It's out there. It doesn't fit into any societal norms. It goes beyond all conditioning and programming. In fact, it's coming through to break down all of that. And that push-pull between what is known and what is unknown, it can build up so much pressure. And I've been really feeling that pressure for the last couple of days, of really feeling that massive pull into a new way of being, that massive, like it's almost like this gushing river that you can't hold, you know, you can't hold on. You've got to go with the flow. You've got to be who you're becoming. You've got to step into it fully. There's no hesitation anymore. There's no procrastination. There's no like, you know, we're in Aquarius, we're going to an Aquarius. I mean, we will slightly go back into Capricorn later this year, but, you know, really we're feeling that fullness of Aquarian energy now. And not only that, obviously, there's a lot more going on. There's the Chiron coming into conjunction with the North Node shortly. There's the Mars in Capricorn, which is also that pressure, whole host of other things. And the solar flares. Oh my goodness, the solar flares, you know, and then there's influxing light. There's a lot happening. We're in this really crazy soup, energetic soup right now. In fact, it's more like the soup's in the blender right now. And we're whizzing around and trying to find our footing, but there is no footing because the old structures are within ourselves and within the world are crumbling. That, you know, that can leave us feeling in this deep place of insecurity and fear, because we're still trying to hold on to something within ourselves, within our relationships, within society. And that is falling away. Old ways and old reference points and old structures are falling away, are dissolving, are being dismantled. And so we have no choice but to step into a new way of being and the unknown. And it is freaking scary when you've attached your identity and security to things outside of yourself, which, you know, we all do. This is the process of awakening. There's not many of us who walk around in a state of enlightenment all the time, who are purely in fifth dimensional consciousness, in pure oneness all the time. I'd like to meet any who are. You know, I have moments of that, and I'm sure you do too, where you feel that complete oneness, no separation. You know the vastness of who you are. You know the absolute divine love that you are. And of course, we always are that and carry that within us. But then we are also in bodies in a physical experience right now in this transition point. So there is the push-pull, and it does feel pressured, and our ego is going, oh, what can I hold on to? What can I hold on to? What can I hold on to? And the mind is going, oh, but what about this? This is the way things are supposed to be, or this is the way things have always been. What happens if I don't have that? And you can have your freak out moments. You know, I do. I have been. I've been personally feeling that like immense pressure build up. And I think partly that's maybe my the Mars in Capricorn that's affecting me, and coming out of Capricorn into Aquarius, as well as my own personal journey with the Chiron. And I'm just sharing what I'm going through. I don't have any answers, but I just know that if I'm going through this, you might be too. And it is, I just want us to hold some compassion. I felt like today bringing something really compassionate and nurturing forward for all of us who are feeling like, oh my God, I don't know who I'm becoming. I don't know how to be that which I'm becoming. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it even feels like. I've never been here before. This is new territory. This is like literally walking into the unknown without a map. Of course, like the mapping the ways inside ourselves. We have the blueprint within us, but we can't see that. We can only feel our way through it. We can't, you know, in the Capricorn way, actually look at a map and say, okay, I'm going from here to here, and this is the direction, this is the route I'm going to take, you know, and you could do all your goal setting and planning. Aquarian energy is not that at all. And what we're moving into, and this age is shifting into that whole way of being that is like, we learn it as we go, we become it as we step into it. You know, is that whole thing of, you know, as you walk, the way appears, as you take those leaps, those bold leaps. If you've seen some of my YouTube short videos, I've been doing a short number of little light language transmissions for all of these points, you know, taking the leap, letting go of self-doubt, fear of the unknown, and all of these things, because they're really real things we're experiencing right now. And so I'm bringing this message to you as fellow starseeds and sensitives who are feeling that deep call within them to take the leap, to move forward, to be this new version of yourself, to be more wild and free. That's the message I keep getting, you know, like to be that, the real authentic, wild, divine being that you came here to be in fullness, without fear of rejection, of being judged, of ridiculed, of shame, of persecution, of all that stuff, which is probably still held in our memory banks and held within our being. We kind of are breaking through that. And a lot of us have been doing a lot of healing work for a long time to heal all these wounded parts, all these past traumas from other lifetimes, from this lifetime, from our childhood, all of that. And I commend you if you have been as well. You know, this is not a journey for the faint of heart. And the beauty and the gift in all of this is that all of it is serving us to become who we truly are meant to be. And as cosmic beings, our soul and our higher self is like absolutely delighting in this whole experience, and absolutely chose to be here, incarnate right now, exactly this time, for all of this, even when we go through complete meltdowns, overwhelm, freakouts, and despair and confusion and self-doubt. All of it is okay, because all of it, you know, we're humans and we're growing, evolving, expanding. That's why we're here. It does, you know, evolution doesn't stop. That's the point. Change, evolution is change. Change is evolution. And so we're meant to be going through this exact process of letting go of the old and embracing the new, being who this new version of ourselves in the world. And in the age of Aquarius, I do feel that there's going to be much more realization or remembrance of our cosmic nature, of our cosmic origins, of our true divinity, without masks, without veil, without this conditioning. And I just commend all of you who are going through this journey, and I just want to offer support, compassion, and care for all of those of you who are feeling, oh God, what do I hold on to here? I don't quite know who I am anymore, but I know it's something that is my soul is calling me forward. And your soul's going, yay, and your human's going, no. And your nervous system's going like this. This is the process, beloveds. I'm going through it and I want to help you through it. And throughout all of this, you know, we are human as well, and tending to our human vessels is so important. You know, I go on about grounding, I go on about centering, I go on about coming into the heart, because it's so vital. It's like that is our anchor, our stability, the inner stability, our inner truth that is always a constant, our inner light, our inner essence, our pure soul essence is always whole, is always radiant, is always, you know, shining brightly, even if we have moments of where we feel we're in low vibration or moments when we feel in high vibration. You know, all of it is part of life. We are human. We have this experience of experiencing all the emotions. We have this experience of being in this dense form. And so I just want to bring through some light codes to help with this process, particularly of letting go of the old programs and conditioning. I've been really feeling the release of a lot of mental constructs, a lot of conditioning, a lot of mass conditioning, mass programming, societal stuff, all the control and oppression energies that are trying to keep us in that state of limitation and of the old. And our poor little egos who are trying to hold on to safety and security in the outer. And our poor nervous systems. So before I bring through a transmission, I just want to invite you to give yourself some love. You know, we're all human. And when we go through these transitional times, coming into the heart and self-compassion, and then just even for a few seconds, it's just so comforting and just so reassuring. We can physically reassure our nervous system by just bringing some connection into our bodies. I like the self-hold where you put your right hand under the left armpit where your bra strap is if you're a female, to the left side of your heart, and your right hand on the left hand on your right shoulder. And I just like to do this self-hold, this self-hug, which is holding on certain acupressure points. I can't remember where this is from a martial art, but it's also a somatic practice to help with healing from trauma. And it's just so simple. If this feels bad to you, so it does for some people because it can feel confining, but there you go. Relax and take a breath, take a sigh. I invite you to do this now. And feel your feet on the ground and just feel your breath. It's okay. It's all going to be all right. We are stronger than we think we are. We have got this. And it's totally normal to go through contraction, then expansion, contraction, expansion. And it can feel really uncomfortable to let go of all that conditioning. You know, to suddenly realize we've been held in all these patterns that we had no idea we were held in. And to realize, oh, I've got to make some real changes in my life to really align with my path. And that feels really scary because that means I've got to make changes to big areas of my life. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what's going to support me. Take a breath. Hold yourself with compassion. This is the time where we need to unconditionally trust in the divine the most, which is when it's most difficult to trust. And if we've got trauma issues, it can be very difficult. From my personal experience, it's been very difficult for me to absolutely develop that unconditional trust. But this is one of my lessons to trust absolutely unequivocally in that I'm absolutely held, that life is happening for me, is supporting me, is on my side, all of that. The universe has your back, even when it feels or your circumstances look like the opposite. Because sometimes you are cracked open because that's what you need. Sometimes everything does fall apart for you to fall back together. Sometimes you have to be wrenched from that which isn't on your path, or wrenched from what that which isn't on your path, or the things that are wrenched from you that aren't aligned with your path. And that's the Kali energy, and Kali's I believe involved with this new moon. I can't remember how, but it's that trust that the divine knows what is best for you, and you are always divinely guided, and you can't always see, well, you can't see from your limited perspective the divine perfection of everything. The fact that every living thing is known about, that you are known about, you're not forgotten. And yes, you have agency and your own authority to make powerful choices, but you're not in control. You can only control your vibration and how you show up, but you're not in control of how everything plays out. And that's why this is so challenging, because we do try to hold on to control because it feels safer to have control. It feels safer to have certainty. It feels safer to know what's going to happen. And this is it's a massive thing to learn to unconditionally trust in your divine connection, that there is no separation really. And we have to keep coming back to that. I have to keep coming back to that, and I do that through my heart center, and coming into heart coherence and coming into my heart and higher heart, grounding, connecting with nature. We are nature, but being with the elements. I did that today. I really connected deeply with my oak tree friend and the water element, the stream and the air. And if you connect with fire, then maybe you can light a little fire, or a candle or something, if you relate to more fire energy. But connecting to elements, it's so helpful, and feel what's right for you. But we need to do this so we can start to say, okay, yeah, of course there is divine perfection here. Everything is happening for me to help me become more who I am meant to be, and to be in my most authentic expression, to be who I came here to be and what I came here to bring. Even when it's hard, it's at the times where it's most hard to trust that we need to trust the most. So with that said, let me see if there's a little short light language transmission that would like to come through to help us all with this process of letting go, of coming into our full expression in the world, even though we don't know what that looks like, to letting go of uncertainty, that fear, that feeling of being unsafe, not knowing what to hold on to any longer, not knowing who you are or who you're becoming, and getting comfortable with being uncomfortable in that process, with really letting go of any conditionings and programmings that is trying to hold you in that grip of smallness and constraint, and that false sense of security that is just really the familiar. Familiar doesn't automatically mean safer, even though we think it does. So let's see what wants to come through today for these beautiful beings that would most assist, serve, and support them with this process and all I've said in the most beautiful, loving way for the highest good. Yano Shani, Yano Shani. Tigrano shwa. Yano, yano, yano. Alana katokarashwani, tigrashwa, shwa, shwa. Tiga shwa kanukotoi, shaka nigrano koshwa. O tigra eke era katigrano koshwera katigranisha. Tigra anna katigra atiko shwa tigra anna katigrano koshwa. Irano, irano, irano. Kya kiarana ka ekerana ka tigrano shwa, 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 shwa. Kya tigrano koshwa ki tigrana ka tigrata kotkishwa atigrana ka tishwani. Asha akatakarana ka atigrata kotigrashwa tikni nishani ana kotoreshwana. So what I'm hearing here, of course, this is the process of rebirth, isn't it? This is death and rebirth. And it actually seems to happen simultaneously. We are letting go of the old is breaking down while we simultaneously build up and become new. And sometimes the rebirth, yeah, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm feeling. So, you know, when like a caterpillar goes through the metamorphosis and becomes a butterfly, that moment of rebirth requires a lot of strength to merge that new butterfly when it first breaks out of the chrysalis. You know, however much we want that process to be easier. I don't know if you've heard that story where someone saw the butterfly was really struggling to get out of the chrysalis, so cut the chrysalis so the butterfly could come out, and thinking it would be easier for the butterfly, but the butterfly died because the butterfly needed that process of breaking through the old chrysalis to have strong enough wings to fly. Oh, that's what I'm going through, and I'm sure so many of you are going through that. And you know, you have to hold in there. You have to, you know, sometimes we have to go through, and of course this isn't for everyone. I'm not speaking for everyone. Some people have much less challenging journeys, but I'm speaking to those who chose the path of more challenge, so you could develop the strength and fortitude and gifts and compassion and all that comes with sinking to the deepest lows, so you can emerge in your fullness. You know, that process of rebirth and that struggle in a way to build up the strength is what's needed so you can truly fly in freedom, in that beautiful, unique butterfly that you came here to be. That when you're on the chrysalis, like, you know, I'm sure the caterpillar doesn't know exactly what being a butterfly is like. You know, it hasn't ever been that butterfly before. It's always been, you know, something completely different. This caterpillar. Who would have ever thought the caterpillar could become a butterfly? Who ever thought that you could become who you're becoming, even though you don't know what that looks like yet? It's in your blueprint. It's destined. Oria kai tikra shwa tikra no shwa ni ikra tikra shwa no aha o tikra shwini I o tikra tikra anaka tikra to shwit tikra no yakanisha no koria na katagalan koto shwani tisha no koria na tisha koria wana tukara kitikra shitikra no koshwani a tikra no koshwa tikra ni kitikra shwani ayaka no shwa Tiara na katekara no koto I na katekara no koto shwini katakara no koshwani. Aki ano kori anasha. Tikra toto krashwana. Ike ekara no koto ki na katekara no koshwit indikara anna katekara no koshwa. Ya katekara no koto tikra dot koto yana katekara no koto shwani tikra anna katekara no koto shwat ani. Tikra to koto ya tikra no koshwa shwa. Hatagrano koto karato wittigra shakatagrano koto kittigrano koto shatagrani. Akatea na shwa ini katakara na koto ishwata kande katakana no koshwat ini katakara na koto ishwana. Oh, just feeling some energy transmute here. Aki ana ka te karano ko shwa ka ne ka ano ko to ia na ki te kara shwa te kara no ko I ke e ka ta ta kata ka to ko shwa ka ni ka ta ana ka te shwa ini a ka ta kara no ko shwa na I ke e ke te ana ko to kara shwa ta ka ni ka ta to kara shwa ni a te ke she ke e ke era no ari ana ka te kara no ko to I shani I rena o to I shwane I ke te kara shwa te kara no ko to ke te kara shwa ni Isha ano ko yana, ike yani kisha no ko yani isha. Ike rana koto kra shwada kata te ana koto kra shwada kan dikete ano koto ike te kete ano koto ishwada ike ete kra koto kra shwada geni kata kra ano koto ishwana. So I'm doing a lot around the solar plexus here. Ja kattakara ano ko shwak ika nekete ano ko to ia nakataka ano ko to ish ike ano ko to ite grashwa ni ike la koto to ishwana ika atakara ano ko shwa wa ike ere ra katakara ano ko to ishwa wa ike te ano ko to ishwa te kana nekete grashwa te ni katakara ano ko to ish Ahiana korea ni sha hie o yaki e o Ia nisha aka I niako I ke era na ka te kana ko she a ki te kara no ko te kara shwa ni ke isha o te kara nisha o to kara te kara ni ke te kara shwa ta kana ko to ke ana shia a ia na ka aisha no ko ori ana ka te kara nisha to ko ro shwa te kara wat I ke te kara ni ke sha ke te kara ni ke sha te kara no e she ke era na ka te kara shwa te kara no Ashwa iki e naka te shwakana, iki e rara ko tokoro shwati ki ni shani, o tokoro shwani ki ishani ki e rano, iki a tikara shwani. Aria naka tokoro shwana ka tikara no ko tokoro shwana. Just align with your highest truth, your deepest truth, and keep aligning to that. Toki shakera no kashwani karano koreana. Ike tikra shwatike ni shakti anano. Ike era no katikra shwani ano. Atikra no watikra ni kishitikra no. Aya ni kishana. Ota kashana katia no ko. Ike era no katira no shwa. Ike te kara no koto kara witi kara sheni ano koshwa. Ike ena kata kara no koto kara shwati kara no. E ki te kara no ta ka shwani kani. Ika ata kara no koto ka shwani. Ki te kara no koto kara shwati kara no koto ena kata kara no koshwa. Ike ete kara no koto kara shwat. Ani kata ana kata kara ite kara no tot kara shwati kara na kata kara no koto ka shwata na ye. Ika te kara no koto ishwana. Aria nakato koshwa ini anoko. Ike e tikara no koshwani. A tikara toko da shwat tikara niki te shwat tikara na. Irana. Orianisha. Iana koto shwa kani. Ike e tikara no shwa. Ike e tikara no koshwa ki tirnia katakara no. Ike e tikara no koto shwat tikara na ki tikara shwat tikara na ki te shani ki tikara no ko. Ike ratakara no koto shwat. Ike tikara no ko shwat. Ike tikara no ko shwat. Inia katakara no ko ki tikara shwat. Ini tikara shwat. Ike tikara do tikara shwat. Ike tikara no ko te shwat. Ike tikara no. Oia nika anina na ko ianisha. Sheno. Ide era de hia shwat ka anika de shwana. Ayana ka tikara shwani ka tikara no ko shwa. Ike tikara shwat takana no ko to ishwani. Sheana kotoriana. Ut ishana. Ianika atigrashwana. Yaki eana ko oishi tigrano. Sheke erano koshwani. Sheana kotoriana ishene. Oh, oh. Yani akorianisha. Gatigrato shwa. Iketigrano koto ishwani. Gatagrano koshwa. Tigra itigrato tukashwa tigrano katigrashwani. So what I'm hearing now is like, choose what makes you feel truly alive and move in that direction. So that's an easier way to navigate. That's a pure like feeling of like knowing in your heart and your soul what brings you life and what doesn't. And the conditionings that we're held in will not make us feel alive, most likely. I'm just feeling like this immense, absolute peace and pure love right now. And it just feels like this beautiful crystalline rose that I'm just like feeling like, and it's just this ever unfolding rose. I don't know if you have that oracle deck, the card that says the ever unfolding rose that's come to me now, that it's happening for you. Life is cracking you open so you can truly be alive. And this as this radiant rose. And again, when you see the bud of a rose, you don't know what the rose is going to look like until it's bloomed. But it's all within the imprint, the blueprint is within to allow that rose to come into full expression as that unique scent, that unique color, that unique vibration. And that's kind of what happens. And again, that the petals have to burst through the constraints of the bud. And that process can feel alarming, can feel jarring, can feel, ooh, especially when you're highly sensitive and a starseed and, empathic, and you feel life so deeply, and you're here to bring something really unique, and that a lot of people will find strange, and you have that fear of rejection. You don't know if your family will accept, your friends, your relationships. Trust me, I know what that's like. So you kind of just we have to go through it anyway, because I feel like the more of us do that, it won't seem so weird. Honestly, in about 5 years' time, I think what I'm doing will be quite normal. If you think back 5 years and what we thought was weird or normal or out there now is becoming more acceptable, and we're so much more in connection with the cosmic realms now. And the veil is thinning. We are, that sense of separation between us and our multidimensionality isn't there. Part of this, what I've been doing as to allow my light language to come through, is really embodying my higher self and realizing that I am much more than I thought I was. I have, more rooms in the house than I thought, let's say. And all of these different aspects of me, all of my cosmic family and the aspects of me who are having lifetimes in other dimensions. And then my teammates. Gakiarana katigrashwa inikarato kotisheni kiti anakatigrashwania katigranisha anoko ikitigrano koto kisheni anakatigranisha igrano kotrishwa tigrani tigrano ikitigrano shwa ini arianoko oshwa kitigranasha sha otigratigrano koto ishwa tigrani kitigrano koi ike etigrani katigrano koto ishwa nigrana katagrano koish ike etigrana koto grashwa kitigrano koi aketigrana katigrashwa tigranoi ike etigrana katigrano koto tigrashoni Tiana ko ia kini a koshwa kitigranika ia kato ko ia na katigrano shwa. Okay, I'm going to complete that transmission now. So I hope that served and supported you as always. You're not alone in this. I'm going through it too. And the medicine that is helps me. I hope helps you. I'm really thankful, team. Thank you, team, for bringing through these beautiful frequencies. Thank you for letting me be the vessel through which I can transmit these beautiful codes of light, so we can really accelerate our healing and awakening and just become more of us, who we truly are here to be. So thank you for being here. If you're here still, thank you for being here still. And stay grounded. Give yourself that hug. Hold yourself through this. Go and hug a tree. And it'll be interesting to see what comes up next week. But for now, look for the details below if you'd like to connect with me. I still have the February light language transmission that's available for the whole month of February, that hopefully will hold you through all these times. It was transmitted specifically for all the people who sign up, so it's more like a contained group support for people who want more help with the light codes through the month of February. It's really a pure transmission of light language. Then I also have my weekly free meditation. You're welcome to join by signing up below. And also I have a free light language transmission that you can access, and it's actually a diamond crystalline light body activation and attunement, which is beautiful. So I welcome you to sign up for that if that interests you. And as always, if you like what I bring through and it supports you, please comment. I love to hear from you. It really helps me to know that what I'm bringing is helping people, and that I'm not alone in this. And please comment, like, subscribe if that feels resonant for you. But until next time, love and blessings. I really wish you well. Lots of love. Take care.